Informal sector employment refers to jobs that are not officially registered, regulated, or protected by the government. Workers in this sector often lack formal contracts, social security, and other legal protections, which makes these jobs more precarious but also allows for flexibility and entrepreneurship. Common examples of informal sector jobs include street vendors, domestic workers, small-scale farmers, and freelance laborers. 10 characteristics of informal sector employment. 1. Lack of job security. Workers in the informal sector often don't have formal contracts or job guarantees. For instance, a street vendor may lose their source of income if they are unable to work due to illness or unfavorable market conditions. 2. No legal or social protection. Informal workers typically don't receive benefits like health insurance, pensions, or paid leave, making them vulnerable in times of need. Domestic workers, for example, may not have access to social security benefits in many regions. 3. Irregular income and wages. Earnings in the informal sector are often inconsistent and depend on daily sales, demand, or seasonal factors. A construction worker may have several jobs during one month but little or no income the next. 4. Flexible work hours. Informal jobs generally allow workers to set their hours, which can be a benefit for those balancing other responsibilities. Street vendors and freelance laborers, for example, may choose to work more or fewer hours based on their needs. 5. Self-employment dominance. Many in the informal sector are self-employed, running small businesses without formal registration, like food stands, repair shops, or handicraft vendors. This sector supports individual entrepreneurship. 6. Limited access to formal financial services. Workers in the informal sector often struggle to get loans, bank accounts, or credit from formal institutions, as they lack proof of steady income or official employment status. This limits their ability to invest in business growth. 7. Minimal regulation and oversight. Informal businesses and workers generally operate outside formal regulatory frameworks. This means they may not have to follow labor laws, minimum wage standards, or safety regulations, which can create exploitative conditions. 8. Higher risk of poor working conditions. Informal sector jobs often involve unsafe or unhealthy working environments, especially in sectors like street vending, domestic work, or informal mining, where workers lack protective equipment or safety standards. 9. Tax evasion or low tax contribution. Informal sector activities are often untaxed, as they are not registered with the government. This can reduce tax revenue for the government, limiting funds available for public services and infrastructure. 10. High female participation. The informal sector often has a high level of female workers, as women may seek flexible job options to balance family responsibilities. For example, many women engage in domestic work or small-scale food businesses. Here are 12 reasons for high informal sector employment in South Africa. 1. High unemployment rates. South Africa has a high unemployment rate, leading many people to turn to informal jobs as a way to survive. When formal jobs are scarce, people find ways to make a living through street vending, small businesses, or other informal means. 2. Lack of education and skills. Many people lack the education or skills required for formal employment, particularly in sectors that demand specialized skills. This pushes individuals into the informal sector, where fewer qualifications are needed to start earning an income. 3. Barriers to formal employment. Formal jobs often require documentation, references, and experience, which can be barriers for individuals in low-income communities. Many people face discrimination or challenges in securing formal jobs, leading them to informal work instead. 4. Entrepreneurial opportunities. The informal sector allows for small-scale entrepreneurship with minimal startup capital. For example, individuals can start selling products from home or set up street stalls, providing a way to make a living without a large investment. 5. Economic inequality. South Africa has significant economic inequality, which limits access to education, training, and job opportunities for many people. With fewer resources and support, many individuals find the informal sector to be their only option for work. 6. Migrants and refugees. South Africa has a large population of migrants and refugees who may lack documentation or face difficulty finding formal work. Many turn to the informal sector for employment in areas like trading, domestic work, or construction. 7. Cost of formal business registration. The costs and administrative requirements to register a business in South Africa can be prohibitive for small entrepreneurs. As a result, many businesses remain unregistered and operate informally. 8. Flexible working conditions. Informal sector jobs offer flexible hours, allowing people to work part-time or as needed. This flexibility is especially attractive for people with family responsibilities or those balancing multiple sources of income. 9. Limited access to formal financial services. Many South Africans, especially in rural areas, lack access to formal banking and credit services, making it difficult to invest in formal businesses. Without financial support, people often start informal businesses that require less capital. 10. Urbanization and population growth. Rapid urbanization has led to an influx of people in cities seeking work, where formal jobs may not be available for everyone. This has led to an increase in informal jobs in urban areas, such as street vending and small-scale trade. 11. Inadequate support for small enterprises. Small and medium enterprises, SMEs, often lack support from the government, making it difficult for small businesses to grow formally. This discourages small businesses from registering, and many operate informally to avoid complex regulations and taxes. 12. Seasonal and part-time work demand. Some sectors, such as agriculture, retail, and tourism, have seasonal or temporary work demand. Since these jobs may not be offered full-time, people work in the informal sector to fill the gaps when formal opportunities are unavailable.